Hello, I'm Richard Powell from Powell Fine Homes, and welcome to another edition of 5 Things You Should Know. The first point that buyers would like sellers to know is that curb appeal really matters. As we're pulling up, the buyers are already beginning to make up their mind as to whether or not they like your home. Things like a nice cut yard, nicely trimmed hedges, lots of color in the flower bed, they all make a favorable impression as the buyer's walking up to the front door. Speaking of the door, make sure it's clean. If you need paint, fresh paint or fresh varnish on the door makes a huge difference. If you have brass knockers or knobs, make sure that they're polished and they look good. Another point on the door, make sure the hinges operate quietly. You would be surprised how many times that we open a door on a beautiful house and it sounds like we're walking into Tales of the Crypt or something because it just creaks as it comes open, or the keys get stuck in the lock, or the latches don't operate nice. It's all little deferred maintenance things. Shouldn't happen as a buyer is making their first impressions of your home. Second point buyers like sellers to know is that they actually know the market. They scour the internet. They're looking all over Zillow, Realtor.com. Buyers have never had as many tools as they have today to understand market value. All right. Number 2, they've probably already walked all your competition. When a realtor takes a buyer out in the car, they typically see between 5 and 10 houses. So by the time they walk through your front door, chances are they've already seen a good number of homes in your same price band. So they'll have a gut level feel for the value of your home based on your bedrooms, bathrooms, the size, the amenities that come with the house. So it matters. Last but not least, they're pretty focused on dollars per square foot as well. Most realtors are good about educating them on the fact the smaller the house, the higher the dollars per square foot, the bigger the house, the lower the dollars per square foot, but it doesn't always happen. So when you're pricing and talking to your realtor when you list, make sure that you're in line on a dollars per square foot basis as well as your general market basis, unless there's some kind of great feature of your house that nobody else has. That will make a difference. The third point that buyers would like sellers to know is that pictures really matter. In today's internet age, if you have a listing with no pictures, you're not going to have any showings. If you have a listing with bad pictures, you'll get some showings, but only after the buyers looked at all the listings that have really great pictures. And if you have great pictures, you go to the top of the list and you'll get the earliest showings. That's always great. Even more important is video. Google actually gives more weight to video content than just pictures and words, even if they're keywords and AdWords. So with YouTube becoming the second largest search engine in the world behind Google itself, your video listing actually matters. Make sure your broker's doing it, and if not, ask them why. The fourth point buyers want sellers to know is that they really don't like it when you hang around for the showing. I understand that you want to sell the house and you think you're the best salesman because it's your house. However, when you're there at the house during a showing, the buyers can't speak freely with the agents. Things that are important to you may not be important to the buyer at all. And quite honestly, the best salesman for your house is going to be a house that's clean, easy to show, and well priced. The fifth thing that buyers would like sellers to know is that even if they fall in love with your house, they're not going to overpay. They could write you a letter of their offer that says, "Oh, please, 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 Mr. Seller, we love your house. We want to raise your kids in it. Please sell us your house." That's great. But the markets aren't having double-digit increases like we used to have. And if buyer overpays by 5 or 10% now, it's going to take him a few years to catch up to that. Number 2, the appraisals, they're not going to let it get by either. If there's a financed offer, the appraiser's going to look at the market value and he's going to say, this is what the house is worth. And if the contract's higher than that, there's 3 options. You can lower your price, the buyer can come up with extra money if they have it to meet the price, or the deal falls apart. So even if they write the letter, they love it, they love it, they love it, use common sense. They know the market, you probably know the market, your broker should know the market. If you get a good common sense offer, take it and move on with your life. Well, that wraps another edition of 5 Things You Should Know. Thank you for watching. You can always subscribe to our channel. And if you have any other questions about selling or buying a home, please give us a call. You can always reach us at 805-404-1167 or send us an email to sold@powellfinehomes.com. Thanks again.